Many women are at risk for not having the financial freedom that they might want or that they deserve. And some of the obstacles, the gender gap, the pay gap, so many forces are working against women.
So, Lynn, let's talk a little bit about your company, how you founded it, and the type of people that you work with.
Sure. Well, thank you again for having me. And I entered the industry about a decade ago from a completely different industry. Longer story about how that happened, but has to do with a guy. But
Haha.
anyway,
Shame on
there's
him.
always some guy involved, right?
Always.
But anyway, so I started working with said guy in the financial services industry. He's a financial advisor, and about 5 years ago, after doing some work with him, I started looking at data on women. And obviously, well, maybe it's not obviously, but I'm on that track of the traditional retirement years, although, I'm fighting and kicking it all the way because I
Keep
personally
kicking.
I don't have plans to retire. But I was like, okay, I want to be prepared. I want to be, reach that financial freedom date sooner rather than later, so that I can choose to continue to work, or I can choose to give the boss the boot, go spend time with my grandkids that I don't have yet. But I was seeing so much data and information, and how many women are at risk for not having the financial freedom that they might want or that they deserve. And some of the obstacles, the gender gap, the pay gap, so many forces are working against women, but also so many things women don't do. They don't take complete responsibility in some cases for their financial wellness, their financial literacy. So I said, you know what? I want to create a platform. I'm going to call it Her Retirement. I reserved the URL. And for 4 years, I've been building a technology platform, which I call a retirement readiness or retirement well-being platform. Very, very involved as far as the platform is and what it can do. But that goes hand in glove with my educational content, because I do believe that when women know more, they can have more and they can live more. And yes, that is one of my taglines. And I'm so personally invested in my own financial literacy, my own health, wealth, and happiness, that I said, you know what, I want to share what I'm learning, what I know, with women everywhere, and make this information more affordable and accessible. So yeah, I'm 100% committed to her retirement and to women, or whoever identifies as a woman, I guess, these days, right?
That works too. Yes. If that's what, well, I do want to echo some of your sentiment there. So first of all, I'll say that my wealthiest clients are women. My guys, take this personally. My best clients, if I were to say, okay, and when I say best client, meaning the ones that are open and eager to learn, to receive the advice and take the advice, because again, I'm a fiduciary. So what I'm recommending is always going to be in my client's best interest. Women. It's the guys I have to fight with all the time because of the Superman complex, I guess it is. Or do I really think I know? And it's like, I don't claim to know everything, but I know a few things. Yeah. And I do know that, the difference in a Roth IRA, traditional, and 401ks. And I've done the math enough times, and far more times than far more often than not, it is the women that are spearheading, taking the advice, implementing the advice. And that's why, like I said, my wealthiest clients are women. My wealthiest clients are women. So I think what has happened over the years is that I have started to attract more women like the women that I already work with, because those women will say, hey, you need a finance guy. I got one for you. Let me bring you because I'm called the finance guy. Or Alicia, that's my wife. Alicia, I don't think I've told you this before, but I am referred to as the financial advisor husband by a few clients, and you can probably guess who they are. And if you're listening, you know who you are. But it is very rewarding for me as a male to know that that there are women that trust, that were willing to trust me to give them that advice, to help guide them. Because I'm a firm believer that, how does Beyonce say, who runs the world? Girls. Well, she doesn't say it, but she was the most recent person I heard say it, because my daughter listens to the song all the time. But there's been lots of studies, as you were mentioning earlier, about the gender pay gap. And I work with a lot of women physicians, and I've seen it. I've looked side by side of two people working at the same company doing the same job, and one's getting paid 7-8% less.
Yeah.
No good reason why. And I've also told those women, like, hey, ask for more.
Yeah.
Ask for more.
Yeah.
Ask for more. Demand more. So yeah, it is something that I do believe that once we are educated, once the women are educated, they are more likely to, say your tagline again.
Yeah. To know more, have more, and live more.
That part.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
I think, I mean, I was in corporate America and I saw the pay gap. I got promoted to a position where I could see the salaries. And I remember thinking at the time, like, I was always a very strong advocate for myself. When I was in the fifth grade, I wanted to play basketball, but it was only a boys basketball team. So I went to the principal of the school and said, I want to play on the basketball team. And he said, you're a girl. And I said, it doesn't matter. I've been playing with my 3 older brothers since I was born. I want to be on the team. So he put me on the team. I sat the bench the first year, and second year I took Danny Hawkins' place on the starting lineup. So
did she just say his name? Danny.
I did.
She's still calling you out some years later. Dang, Danny.
Poor Danny. He's probably got some issues because I took it.
He's still dealing with it. He's like, that damn Lynn. She's still talking about it.
I mean, I was always a strong advocate for myself, but in corporate America, man, those men intimidated me because they were my bosses and they could fire me. And I was afraid to ask for what I deserved. And I was afraid to ask for what I felt was, what I should be earning. I did get up the gumption after I saw these salary reports, and I said, this is crazy. I'm managing 10 people now, and there's people that are men that are making more than me. And so they did give me a bump. And so I did advocate for myself. I felt confident in my contributions to the company, and I reminded them of that. But so many women, might not have that, right? They might not have that confidence to do that. But that is definitely one way that women can advocate for themselves and increase what you earn, because that's one way to prepare for retirement is, to jump ship, to, go to another company to ask for a raise, get more training, more skills, because, it could be for some women just an income problem, right? And then on the other side of it is the whole spending problem, but that's another problem.
That's another problem. That's for another episode.
All right, ladies, if you're over 50 and you're starting to think, am I ready for retirement? Let me save you some Googling. You don't need a better calculator. You need a better plan and the right people around you. That's what you'll find inside my Her Retirement Collective. It's smart, it's supportive, and it's made just for you. So come join us. Let's get you happier, healthier, and wealthier. You can learn more about the collective at herretirement.com.